We're back.
Ah,
God
Welcome
has returned
to do the thing.
to do the
I'm
sing.
Pickle Rick.
Oh, I'm dying a little bit. All right. It's fucking working now, baby.
Let's go.
We're okay. Is my fan bad?
I don't even hear it.
Okay.
Oh, hey, look, I'm on fire too. The recap? Anyone?
The recap. I'm sorry, I didn't know if we were ready.
I thought we were ready like 4 times.
Oh,
Our
you did not.
brain did not
It was. I
register.
was did not hear it. Um. Yes, last week on Dragon Ball Z, um, our friend Ritesh, our
old
best friend,
Reki.
old Raki, uh, he finished up the big old golems for us. That was very nice of him. But he decided to have a wait. Well, okay, so there was this person that came up from the or came into the hall, and I don't know if it was actually rolled to know that that was actually him, but above board, I think we all kind of knew it was him. Um, but yeah, he decided to have a conversation with Momo and Baghdad. Um, Baghdad got some interesting information
Yo.
uh, that he has decided or had decided to announce with the rest of the group. Our mysterious magic man, after having a nice, pleasant conversation with the Bug Father and the Momos, left. Um, I do remember that the next day started uh, with with more people out and about. Sorry, my brain was working, scratching at the surface there. Yeah, so the next day there was more people out and about. It looked like people were kind of setting up for the Harvest Festival, which is a semi sore spot, seeing that the last Harvest Festival that was had uh ended ended really well. Uh Blas and Cetrion decided to get some breakfast and kind of chill um, until there was a caped individual kind of slinking their way through the camp. Um, the group eventually groups up together in this kind of encounter. Um, Baghdad, yeah, Baghdad and Momo went to go find their group. Cetrion was following Splash, and they kind of just bump paths, and there's like, well, there's this kind of person acting kind of sketchy. should we shoot them? And everyone else said no, which was not fun. But
For a splash.
for the character that I was playing, it was not fun. Um, it was a good thing that we did not shoot this person because, oh my god, it's General Drake.
Oh my god.
So that was great. Vig and General Drake kind of get into a verbal bickering with one another as we find out that General Drake had a meeting to attend and was very late for. It wasn't until like a lot of eyes were on the group that it was like, okay, you do you, but you got to tell us all that information when you come back. Um, and then so Baghdad and the group then went to go find Dane. Albatross is doing their thing, which the group finds out. Um, after Vig, did Vig tell Dane everything, or was it
Yeah.
more like okay? I was like, I feel like you wanted to collect everyone, but then you just kind of proceeded to tell everyone individually.
Well, once he learned that Albatross wasn't gonna be around, he's like, all right, here, look, here's the situation. Where's the rest of the guys? All right, cool. Let's go talk to them now.
Yeah, so a part of the group, Vig, Momo, and Dane go to speak with Alar. Splash is like, this kind of fucking sucks, and these people are supposedly gonna have fun, so let's go have fun. And the fun did happen for Splash, with two people fighting. With this fight, good arguments of both sides above board. But in character, we were just making bets on who would win the fight. And then General Drake stepped up and gave a very heartwarming speech to, I guess, maybe start the festivities, if you will. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where we ended things.
Much.
Got my inspiration in the back pocket. Boop.
I'm just gonna put that there.
I'm just gonna put that there. Right, Nova? That was a good recap. She's just staring at me. 12 minutes away. Hurry up. I demand my food now, Travis. Travis.
Travis, don't fuck up.
I decided to do Uber Eats.
Try the others.
Yeah, I am big mad at
Jesus, I forgot that my cantrips have 300-foot range now. That doesn't really mean anything, but that's crazy.
You can shoot from across the map.
My produce flame can shoot across the map. Well, this is the only one that can. It has to have oh no. Druidcraft could have a 300-foot range. This is the only one that has a range that's more than 10 feet.
Just snipe them.
How's okay, I'm back. Like the recap, I was listening to it, but I was setting my laptop up properly. Here. I've got the laptop on the tray with the laptop cooling pad, so it's got it at an angle. So I'm laying down for this. If you hear a crash, it was my laptop falling on my face.
Oh, well.
Jesus.
Who would be concerned?
I'd be concerned, and then probably after realizing that you're fine, laugh my ass off. Or
I mean,
at the
it's
same
fine. I've
time,
only probably like hit my throat, so I'll be good.
are you
Jesus
okay?
Christ,
On the plus side, the crashing noise won't be me falling off the bed. That's a lot harder to do laying down.
Right. Well,
See? You didn't do it.
Was the recap so good God died?
Yes, so.
I imagine. God has been
May he rest in
kidnapped
peace.
by family and/or pets.
Why not both?
can't wait to have Omu part 3 of trying to fucking find the shade collar.
Why would you? You could have let me live in bliss for one more day.
No,
My
'cause
next
it's in
character
the
that I'm gonna make is gonna have so many capacities to fucking see invisibility from all of this fucking trauma.
you know what's funny is that I'm pretty sure I probably have see invisibility.
You know what's also
I'm
funny?
sure.
Is if Momo was the one there, they could Hunter's Mark and light them up so everybody could see him.
Yeah,
Momo's
well,
not.
you're out there.
You need to get you like a little metal detector for the beach. That's for shade colors.
I need to
I
have my
do. That's why I
characters-
can find him to begin with.
I need to have my characters meet up again, just so I could pass those goggles to Seamus.
Nah, give him to Omu. Omu with night vision goggles.
Someone with the highest perception. What's someone's perception at?
Oh, Omu's perception is not great.
Oh,
It's like
Well-
15.
Okay, great. We, you guys are doing.
is that?
What was the very last thing you guys did?
General Drake gave a speech. That was like the very last thing that was done.
And
I
then,
think
like,
then
sat down, was like, let's talk or something like that.
Yeah, sat down with me and was drinking.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So you guys are meeting with General Drake as they promised to discuss everything that had been going on as far as what they knew. To be shared with you all. General Drake would they did pull down their hood when they made their speech. However, as they sit with you, they will put their hood back up for their own comfortability. But also you kind of feel like their eyes kind of dart around you guys to all of the entrances and exits of the camp. Um, before being comfortable enough to say anything to you. General Drake will take a sip of uh, some horribly made mead left over from whatever it is the camp has created. Um, Slightly infused with what they were able to conjure out of the Goodberry mead as bestowed upon them from the lovely group.
It's
Um,
bootleg Goodberry meat.
Pretty much. It's not the best thing in the world, but it is what they have, so they're making the best of it.
It's a
Um,
mead berry starter.
yeah. So yeah, she kind of is very. You can tell she's like thinking very hard about what it is to say that doesn't feel either alarming or too exposing of everything that has been going on all at once to offset you all. Um, but she kind of starts with, what did you guys find while you were gone?
If you're asking me, then well, a lot of stuff, but
Any
If you're
useful
asking me, it
information?
seems like trouble.
well, I mean, at first there was the usual bunch of forest for a while there. Got captured by a bunch of Leonin, plane of fire, scepter of serenity, lost that. Uh,
Stolen from, but Beak's not there to say that, so.
ended up going and
How'd you lose a scepter?
Moldor showed up after we had just killed two fire giants and teleported to it
Wait,
and grabbed it.
a scepter?
Yeah, it's gone. He got it.
What kind of scepter is this? The one
Uh,
you guys? I don't know. I don't actually remember if you guys told them what that was or not. I think you
Well,
did.
I believe we
we did
did
tell
tell
her.
them that that's what we were going for.
The special one that Vig was after.
That is not good news.
No, it's not. I mean, it only gets worse from there at this point.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Uh,
I'm loving this.
came back,
Get away with words,
little sad. We got sent to like a whole nother dimension. Still, maybe another dimension. I don't know where we were at. Some weird mage school.
Huh. Okay.
Ended up there for a little while. Finally came back here. Everything was shit.
Right.
Let's see. We killed Kitus because fuck him.
Oh, well, I guess that's some good news.
Let's see. Learned that the one of the chiefess of my village was taken. Her brother's still there. Uh, my home was destroyed. Small note for that one.
I am sorry about that. I did not know the state of Florum before, but I do know what has become of it, and I'm sorry that I was nothing more that I could have done for it. Florum was every part of Kitus as the rest of the city here.
Trying to think. Let's see. We came back here after we killed Kitus. Did our best to keep patching things up around here for a little bit. Uh, learned that Moldor has an anchor on this plane. Pretty sure we found said anchor underneath the training ground in the castle there. The little training arena? It was underneath the floor.
Wait, Sorry. Run that back again. You said
There is like a bunch of pillars in what is believed to be the site of the anchor for Moldor underneath the training arena in your barracks.
huh. What are they capable of? Have you guys been able to figure that out
Great
yet?
question, because they were showing me lore, and it was just fine, and everything was okay, and I was very compelled to touch it.
There's a
Right.
bunch of
You
big
didn't
stone
touch it,
dudes that
right?
activated.
No, he kept me from touching it,
Okay.
but
Good. Huh?
Albatross did go back and touch it, and that's whenever we ended up fighting a bunch of living guardians before. How do I put this lightly? A demon showed up and just kind of killed everything while we ran away.
A
That was also Albatross's
demon.
fault if we want to blame if we want to
A,
blame
a,
anyone.
a demon, yeah. Swords in his back.
Wow. You
Yeah.
guys royally touched everything then, huh?
You know, it wasn't my intention, even a little bit. I almost died
Fair.
twice down there.
Oh boy, we got our work cut out for us then. As far as I know, from what I had seen, Moldor has some kind of intentions of, I don't know, he's been building, gathering items to create some kind. Huh? I'm sorry, hold on. My battery for my headset just went from 28% to 27%, and now it's at 28% again. All I did was look at the
Aw.
charger cable. I didn't plug it in.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll charge back up. My bad.
I don't have words for that. Yeah, no, she'll kind of just be, there'll be a look of concern, but also it'll quickly fade before she becomes serious once more. Um,
The other bad news. You can't kill Moldor.
what do you mean? She's dead
Uh,
serious now.
the
Well, and then we're like,
like
maybe he is killable.
specifics around it is odd, but from what we have gathered and found about him, he can't be killed. Only banished.
Well,
Trap him.
surely that can't be. I mean,
Which is
everyone
why him
should have a
having a
way to
tether
die.
here is no, because how did so did you ever hear
I
about the
did not pay
king's
attention to the guy.
did you ever hear about the king's illegitimate son?
He has a what?
He has an illegitimate
We learned a lot
Oh,
while
this
you were
is
gone.
great.
we kind of learned a lot. And yeah,
He's a little
he's like
fey.
he's a little he's a
Very
little
fey.
he's a mage guy running around here with like long flowing golden hair. Was
So
actually
fey.
like very famous in the woods as a protector.
And he's here. Does he know?
He knows,
Oh, he knows.
but
I
he
think.
is reluctant with taking up the mantle of leadership as he's lived as a hermit ever since he was banished.
They said they
Why
found him in
don't
the
I know
tree.
this?
Apparently, it was a very big cover up.
Who would want to do such a thing to someone? Or why would they want to do it?
I don't really know, but you've got to meet him at some point. He's very nice.
Didn't he say he knew the top hat dude?
Yes, he has seen Moldor, but he actually said that it was if I remember correct, it was the king's previous advisor.
Hold on. You mean to tell me
I can
that
practically see
Moldor-
Drake's hair going gray like live.
Moldor worked as an advisor to the king?
Probably why he
Yes,
put his
even
thing under
before I
the
was
castle.
even before I was alive, and before I disappeared from quite literally the world, and you went from a little girl that I knew a while ago to Zedran's just gonna motion with his hand.
Yes, thank you. The sentiment is adorable. I can't fathom that. How? That just.
I mean, it
Well, that
kind of
makes
makes a
him the
little bit of
rightful heir to the
sense.
throne, doesn't it?
It
It's
it
just.
does, but he just I don't. He doesn't want it. I guess his whole thing is he doesn't know what he could do for people because he has no experience.
I mean, yeah, I can see how that could go very poorly. Sure. I
But
mean,
at this point, I tried to talk him into it a little bit. I tried to tell him that even
Hey,
if he didn't
sometimes
know
you
what he
just
was
throw them
doing,
off the
that
roof. Let them
I'm
figure it out,
sorry.
you know?
people still
I'm
need the
sorry.
hope
Hold
in the
on.
event.
Who is she?
That
Hi.
is Splash. That is Albatross's cousin?
I
Question mark?
guess. Unfortunately related.
Uh, just I mean,
And
she's
where
she's a work in
is
process. She
Albatross?
grows on you a little bit. I don't know. You know how Albatross is.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Don't worry. She grows on you after a while.
I grew on you first meeting. Let's be honest.
I'll hold you to
It's like
that.
a slow creeping moss.
I mean, to be fair, you never you didn't grow on Vig this time. Apparently, you've decided
Oh,
to grow on to me. I guess you decided Vig having two birds was too many.
oh,
Well,
Gramps.
bird people are a little out of my
I'm not even
scope of
old.
expertise.
No, not you. Gramps. The other one. One that looks like if you blow him hard enough, he'll just tip over.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just that's one of the reasons why Vig is a fucking druid. He can make the wind not blow him over because he controls the wind.
uh, you mentioned that you were captured by Moldor.
Ah, yeah. I'm
Did you
sure
see
everyone
any
was
that were
delighted with
alive?
that.
I
To
didn't
be
hear
honest
about it.
with you,
If it makes you feel better.
thanks. To be honest with you all, I didn't really see much. And that's kind of why I needed you guys to fill me in on what you guys found out. When I was taken, bartered, I suppose, is probably the right words. I bought us time. I bought you guys time. That's really all that I could do. I went with him in exchange for an extension. Not necessarily for your guys' return, just enough time to help him do whatever it is that he said he was going to try to do. He was uncomfortably smart with his word usage, so there was only so much that he allowed me to know, which isn't a whole lot. He gave me tasks. He sent me on errands, basically. I never got to see anybody. I never got to talk to anyone else. The things he asked me to get, though, were things that I had never even heard of or seen, places that I've never seen before. I mean, you guys remember the floating door, right?
Oh, of course. He used the
What?
door
That's
to escape from us in the plane of fire as well. Just randomly appeared.
right. That's kind of what I was worried about.
He's been using those doors everywhere. That's how he got away from us at that weird magic school. And that's also how I got this little mechanical lovebird you see here that is always perched atop me in some way, shape, or form.
I was wondering about that. I wasn't sure if should ask or if you were going
It
about
is
some kind
it's
of
a
deal.
familiar. It kind of just it decided this was its spot, and I
Splash is
don't
shooting
argue with it.
daggers at the lovebird.
Jesus Christ.
The lovebird is just excitedly like cocking its head back and forth, looking at you, flapping its wings a little bit before it
Dodge,
opens its mouth,
dodge,
and you just see
dodge.
the barrel for a second.
Oh God.
Oh,
He's got
Okay,
a gun.
respectable. All right.
Lovebird's got spunk.
The lovebird's always just happy to be here. Like he always just kind of even when Cetrion's just like moving from one place to another, it just kind of flitters about around him, excitably looking at all the other people and things like that, and checking everything out because it doesn't really understand how you know organics do anything. Probably even seeing like how other birds even eat, and it's like I don't do that.
Well, yeah, that's well, the little bit of update I could really give. I spent a while imprisoned by Kitus. It was a good time. He killed what was left of the people I had underneath me that were still
Get a
alive.
hold of you, big guy. Uh-oh. I almost dropped my edamame pod.
You say
Let that
how
be in
did he get a
character
hold
too.
of him?
Yeah.
That's a funny story. It's in the form. I say it's funny because I don't think me and Cloud ever talked about that.
We did not.
um. Well, you see, the party had gone out to do their mission. They were ambushed by a group of Leonid that were nowhere near part of and or touching associated with said mission. Yeah, they had these weird, funny little sleep darts. Uh, fuck those, by the way. I wonder what kind of
Yeah, I got
asshole
hit
put
with
that
like
in the game.
I got hit with like 20 of those.
It took a lot to put this big guy down.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the only way they kept him restrained was by a lot of mages and crippling him mentally because they couldn't really do a whole lot physically. They tried, per all of the whip scars that adorned Cetrion's back, uh, by basically slowly mutilating and killing all of his comrades in front of him for many years.
Then I just got really angry after that.
He was angry. He felt nothing inside, which has brought us really to this moment. I mean, they were officially, by the time you guys had gotten to him, Cetrion was essentially broken to the point of accepting whatever fate was coming, which was they were ultimately going to kill him because there was nothing they needed left of him. They couldn't get anything out of him after that. It had been so long, and there was just essentially nothing that he would ever give up. Even after, long after all of his comrades had passed. Being their commanding officer, they expected something to come out of Cetrion at some point. Cetrion would not break in that sense. Conviction was too strong. So they were going to
Many
execute it.
insults for open opportunity.
Absolutely. Which
Badass.
brought you guys to when you guys had shown up, which is again right before his execution. Arguably is why they were going to execute you guys probably next, because they were done trying to bargain with anyone because it was getting them nowhere.
Shame we set their whole thing on fire.
You say Seamus?
No, it's a shame we set their whole place on fire.
It sure sounded like Seamus, but that's just because of how the words were.
Yeah. But it is a damn shame.
How's the
Yeah,
blue
that's,
jay had food in their mouth?
That's the wonderful story of how I was well,
Kind of badass.
trapped.
That sounds horrible.
That was terrible. Also cool.
I don't know if cool is probably the right word.
It's fine. I
Good
Cool's
for
definitely
you.
the right word. Almost not
still
dead.
have still have Neztika.
Oh, right. You guys like gods over there. Not that that's a bad thing, I suppose, but
You
Albatross
god kinds.
Doesn't I
was,
know?
yeah, it didn't really show a very good side to gods around here. Religiously, it's a little on the fence. We're not really like that here, which is why we tried our best to respect Lorm and its best parts when we were all still united. And even now, after Albatross has introduced another form of religion, it's a cult. Let's just call it what it is. I don't know. It somehow sparked something in them. They all, well, some of them with magical innate abilities, which is also frowned upon here mostly. They kind of took to it. So, I don't know. Maybe gods are worth something, but
When did they
just
start frowning on
not to
magic
me.
here?
I in relation to you, I suppose after we all forgot about you. That sounds bad.
Damn.
Yeah, that's bad.
Damn.
Damn.
It wasn't our
cold.
choice to forget about you, if that makes you feel any better.
I think that's how forgetting works.
I still don't know how exactly that happened.
Neither do we.
That sounds like a
However,
cult thing.
after all the time that we've established, bad tidings always seem to draw near to. At this point, I'm willing to put all the blame to everything on Moldor. Ugh, even saying his name makes me want
Do
to
you think the
throw up.
king was foolish enough to make a deal with him? Because according to what I heard from Albatross, it was still the same king from whenever I was,
At
well,
this point,
here.
again, I'm willing to believe anything. The king was always aloof. He always kept things close to his chest. He did
Right.
always
We
have
should
a
kill
really
them
good
all.
try at, well, probably a bad time to tell you that the king has already passed.
Damn it. I mean, oh
Damn.
no. What a terrible loss.
I
What a
do
shame.
apologize for your loss of, I believe Vig said his name was Rax.
Now that was a true warrior. From what I know, is he fought to the bitter end. Unfortunately, he succumbed to matters of his own hands, and I greatly applaud that. But you'll probably, I guess, feel better to know that you had a similar foe, and he met his end, saving all of his friends. And Drake will gesture to the rest of the group here, minus Splash.
I think right now the only people there is Splash and Cetrion.
You guys were all invited.
No, Vig was out in the fields. That's where he ended. He didn't know that Drake was coming back so soon.
This was like kind of later in the night, like post not I don't want to say post festivities, because it was well after they had already started and gotten into it. Anybody
Okay,
who,
well,
I mean, they would have said it was open.
Yeah, if somebody had grabbed Vig, Vig would have gone. So I guess Vig is there then.
Yeah, I mean, it would have
Flash
been an
would
open invitation.
begrudgingly have flown to grab the rest of the group.
Yeah, because last I recall, we had all met up with Alar, and Vig was like, "Cool, if you need me, I'll be out in the field so we can figure this shit out."
Angrily casting more plant growth.
Jump scaring people on accident, being in the fields
Rawr.
as they're harvesting. Oh, hey, hello. What the fuck?
Come on,
Giant
it's the
man
bug
just-
man again.
Don't make eye contact with it, sweetie.
Where's
Vig is
his
slowly going to be
eyes?
as some sort of. Where is he looking? I don't know.
one eye
Vig
just
is
looks
going
one
to
way, and the other one looks the
accidentally
other
become
way.
a harvest god.
At this point, you're well on your way. I mean, they've never known abundance quite like this. Especially
is
not
hilarious
after,
given the
like,
situation.
post fire amidst the fields, like, 2 days ago. Henceforth, a very successful harvest festival. And no werewolves, so.
What? Way times 2.
Well, yeah, we gotta find a way to banish Moldor by getting rid of his anchor.
How's that going?
Well, so far, Albatross touched the pillars, and we fought for our lives, and a demon showed up, and that's where it's ended. We haven't went back down there yet.
Again, that demon was also their fault. I just want to point
I'm
that
sorry,
out.
whose side are you on?
Splash.
I don't think
is
even
on,
Splash knows.
Probably my side.
I'm on my own side. Preservation.
So they
That
don't
sounds
really
more
know.
Right.
Drake's eyes are just ping-ponging back and forth between Stetchion and Splash while they have just like a dumbfounded look on their face. Right. And should we be worried that you're here?
Not at all. She's
Okay.
had several chances to shoot me in the spine.
That's a fair point.
Look, I'm only here because I made a deal with my scummy cousin that once this is all over, they're coming back with me.
And where's back?
A place that's
That's
going
on
to
a
burn
need
to
to
the
know
ground.
business. No,
I'm going to burn it to the ground after this is done.
maybe.
No, this is going to happen.
I like your enthusiasm there.
Enthusiasm and facts.
If it
Okay,
burns to the
well,
ground,
suicide
Past his
mission.
bedtime.
Burr
He
burns
doesn't
feel
sleep.
easy.
Bird smells like chicken when burnt.
Everyone else has to sleep. He does not. Big ultimate persistence predator.
Okay, well, maybe we should focus on current mission of staying alive through Plan A.
And I will say, on the subject of Moldor being unkillable, we could rather talk about this more in private, but Vig thinks that there is a chance we could kill him. And Vig has reason to believe that.
How so?
There is some things we discovered. Because are we out, like, we're just out and about right now, aren't we? Or where are we specifically?
I mean, you're in a tent nearby. It's not like you guys are standing in the middle of the festivities going on.
Basically, yeah, Vig will just go. When we were speaking with Vig looks over to like Cetrion and Splash. Vig went to go speak with Elar. Well, you all were able to finally relax after so long. And Vig brought up something that Elar did not see in his visions.
He had
Which has led us
visions.
to-
The Fey.
He had the visions. Yes, Elar, the
He
one
has
that
some
is
fucked up
that,
tea
that
too.
is- yes, But
Hmm.
Elar is the one that is supposed to be, or is related to the king. But besides the point, he had visions. Some of the ones here have better information on that. Vig was not there for that specific encounter. But according to when Vig was talking with Elar, the things that Vig discovered that can be quite changing to the possible situation, Elar never saw in his visions. So we both believe that the visions weren't all encompassing. So even though his visions showed a lot of possibilities, none of which included killing him, we think that there is maybe still a possibility that he can die.
Hmm. I guess that could change things for us if we could find a way to ensure that.
What Vig does know is part of that information is that Vig is supposedly a possible target.
Oh, okay, great. I'll remember
Yes.
that if we need a bait situation. No offense.
Vig is already started thinking about how he could bait.
And everyone is on board with this.
Vig has not talked about it quite yet. Vig wanted to make sure everyone was here before discussing
Ador?
the exact plan.
Fair enough.
Though, well, while you were around Moldor, Vig is curious. Did you learn about anything known as like a vessel or something that he was looking for of that kind?
Uh, vessel. Hmm, not particularly. Like I said,
Alright.
he mostly only ever talked to me only if an event of needing to fetch something for him.
Eh,
Most of which were trivial things. Few cogs, um, crystals, gems. I don't know the precise reasonings for those. Most of the gems were not of rare types, at least not to my knowledge. Not that we praise those such things here in Kitus. They mean less than nothing to us. But there was a few strange things. Magical items are they're known, sure,
yes.
but we don't harbor any of those solely because of the no magic thing that we frowned upon for some reason.
Hmm.
But there was a few items
Still
that
confusing.
were very normal. I suppose for any kind of mage like people, and they were I mean, they were books on all kinds of things. I mean, some were time, some were um, location based, some were psychic bullshit. I don't know this shit.
Vig is not expecting you to know.
It was a lot of books,
It. eh,
but I couldn't quite
Well,
piece together what all of them were meaning to do. I mean, some of them were almanacs of other kingdoms, some of them, which worries me, some of them were places that were known to be completely rural and had nothing to do with people. I cannot imagine what he would be trying to plan to do in a vast, unkept, wasteland, essentially. But if he has these doors to different dimensions, why would he ever need a place here on this earth? This doesn't match anything. That part I can't figure out.
outside of him being directly related to the Feywild, Vig does also not understand why he put his anchor here. It seems strange. Not to insult these places, but these places aren't special.
Maybe he can't control it.
Veek thinks back to the intricate ritual room.
Control what exactly?
I don't know. The weird magics?
So you think that him harnessing it here in a place that generally has no magic is a good place to harness that?
Well, generally have no magic is actually very wrong.
Actually, yeah.
Do you want the
The
bad news?
Okay, now I'm afraid.
The Feywild is bleeding into the regular world here because of whatever he has done.
it's from the tether.
Okay. So he's
The
finding a way to siphon magic from a different realm of all the magic and bringing it here. Great.
is one
That's
of the
why,
reasons why there's so much wild magic in Kitus.
That's why I've been alive longer than I ever should have been.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, but a part of me felt like asking would have been the wrong thing to do.
It's all because of whatever he's done with the tether. You know how the forest does weird stuff now?
It's always done weird stuff.
No, it hasn't.
How far back wasn't?
Well, it
I've
must have been a
this
while
whole
because I
thing has
was
been very confusing. Okay, that we know you
I was
people, we
apparently
don't
in
know
the
you
forest
people,
for
and then we don't know who we are, and then we're here, and there's no magic, but there was magic, and now there's magic again, and everything is all fucked.
I was apparently sent to the forest with all of my well,
And to think, not too long ago, going into the forest was forbidden. So
it was about 150 years ago on my day.
Not a bad rule, honestly.
So do with that as you will. I was sent into the forest about actually like if you were just sitting here in Kitus as about 150 years ago, and you were a little girl then. So do some math there.
I'm not even that old. How
I felt
Oh.
like I was only gone for just a few years.
Drake realistically, like, to them, as far as everyone else is aware, uh without all the timey-wimey bullshit, is like 32 years old. And because of how they have lived 32 years, they only know those 32 years. They are unaware of time altering forest, how much time they've spent in the forest compared to how much time you all have spent in the forest, and everything that they've done in between. So the math is definitely not mathing for them.
It's best probably
No.
not to think about it too much.
No sense, but this place sucks.
Well, sorry. Next
It
time you
used to be a
go
lot better.
sightseeing, I would choose a place that doesn't have 3/4 of it
Suck?
missing
Oh,
and absolutely blown to hell while a demonic Satan is running rampant and trying to, at this point, I can't tell you if he's trying to overthrow or explode, wipe off the face of the earth.
Trying to get his
We're not
arms
exactly a
ripped off.
vacationing spot.
Realistically, he's trying to get his arms ripped off.
Just these arms?
Yes,
does
I
he have
want to
like
watch him
some kind of
squirm around
grudge
and
on like the kingdom or
No,
something?
he doesn't need his arms or his legs. He could keep his head, but we'll take the
I mean,
we'll take
a
his ability to
grudge.
speak.
I don't know because he has, like I said, he was gone whenever I was here originally. Only Alar really knows about him to some degree. Where is
That was after
Lucid.
a lot of discussions. Alar is doing a lot of research right now.
Well, you see, Drake hasn't met Alar. She didn't even know Alar was, you know,
Alive,
well, not even alive.
a
Existing.
She didn't
person,
know the
a
king had an
thing.
illegitimate son.
Usually, people that have illegitimate children try to keep that to themselves.
Fair.
It didn't really seem to bother Alar a whole lot. He seemed to be doing quite well for himself at his home.
Except for when the Forest Guardian showed up.
Yes, but
That was
that's
after you
Feywild
guys showed up,
bullshit.
right?
No, the Guardian showed up even before us. It was
Yeah,
a
that
fairly
was
common
a-
occurrence for him.
Yeah.
But with those sections of the Feywild being seemingly driven mad, it's very strange.
So, this anchor, how do we destroy it?
Trying to figure that out.
Can we
That
just
is,
like
I think,
blast it
what
all to
Alar
hell?
has been looking up.
That is part of it.
Well, even if we do destroy it, what is it meant to do?
It keeps him from being banished to another plane with no way of returning to here, specifically.
And you all have this capability to banish someone?
Vig does.
Yeah, Vig does. I mean, I was gonna try to work something out with Neztika in the end. I mean, I could always just, offer my soul to be the avatar for her, and then next thing you
Up
know,
with you
I'm
guys and
stuck
just
there.
willy nilly just giving yourselves away out to like these higher beings.
Vig doesn't understand it, but Vig is willing to sacrifice himself, but not for
Well,
a god.
you see, Splash, before like you were around, that was all I
Before you
really
were born.
had left. I didn't have anything. Everyone I know is dead. Well, minus General
Damn.
Drake
Looks
now.
at the rest of the group.
I met these guys quite literally as I was being probably I was probably going to die soon.
No, you're just I got you. Cold hearted. Big guy, heard.
I think you misunderstand what he says.
I might. Anyways, why don't we just blast these things? I mean, they're just big stones, right? You get enough explosives in there.
Do you have
Light up the room.
explosives in a collapsing kingdom?
I mean, the kingdom's already like semi-collapsed.
No. Where are
Try
we
to make it
supposed to get
worse.
explosives in a collapsing kingdom?
I don't know. You guys have the magic thing. I just thought that was something you guys
No
could.
one has the magic thing.
You, I, you, you. I've seen you possess some weird magic stuff, and
I'm a paladin.
also the grandpa over there.
Vig is Vig.
Vig
Vig
sets
does
things
not
on
understand the
fire.
grandpa thing.
You're as old as a grandpa. What is there to understand?
I don't really know exactly what a grandpa is.
Old.
Vig is very old, yes. But
So,
whatever that thing,
grandpa.
no. Vig is Vig.
All right, Gramps. Oh, they also have senior moments. I know that much.
Vig stopping the conversation just looks over to Drake, goes, Vig is curious.
Did he hang up on me?
What was that meeting about?
I'll be
Share
honest
with
with you
everything that
guys.
we can.
There's not much for me to relay back, which is arguably why had to probe you guys about what you guys were able to find.
Who
All
was
that I
the
can really
meeting with?
share. The meeting was with an informant who knows Moldor. I told you that I didn't really see anybody from being with him, but that's because I wasn't really with him most of the time. I don't know where I was half the time. I don't know when I was half the time at this point, because does anybody? You're living 150 years in the past, and you guys are all supposedly been here 5 years and 20 years all at the same time. I don't even know how old I am anymore.
150 years in the
Worse
future
not
now,
to
I
think
would
about
say.
it.
But
Probably as old as I am, nearly.
there was a ripple in the timelines somewhere. And I met up with someone who also was an informant to Moldor. Except for their task was not to gain items from Moldor, it was information. They shared a few things with me, and some of it was in the form of it was hard because it was trying to convince them alone took very long time. I couldn't tell you if they whose side they were on or if the information was truthful. A couple of the times that they led me to believe that they were telling the truth, they saved my life. I don't know how they would ever know any of this information. But I also didn't bother to ask because that felt like I was pushing some boundaries. They told me that after this, what did you call them? Pylons, towers, pillars. After they're destroyed,
Any of them.
yes, in some form or fashion, I guess they did say Moldor will be. I mean, they used the words Moldor will be free, which, when you guys said it breaks the tether to here, arguably it didn't sound as bad, but when they said it set him free, that sounded bad. No offense, again. But I guess if you have a way to banish him, it wouldn't be that bad. They also
Well,
mentioned
preferably, I'm going to cut his arms and legs off whenever before we banish him.
Should take his ability to speak to.
at this point, I don't really care what happens to him after. So long as he doesn't come back to my kingdom. These people have had enough. They mentioned him trying to bring things here. I don't know if here meant like here, or like here to wherever we were at the time of them telling me, or where here is, but I initially had taken that as sure. They've asked me to bring a bunch of items to him. I don't know why he would just transfer them all to a certain place, or maybe he's hiding them all in one place. Maybe that is here. I don't know. And then they mentioned something else. If he manages to conjure or complete his mission, I don't know anything about conjuring. If he completes his mission, there won't be anything left. And if there is, we won't be able to be present. So kind of like quotations on that one to really get a choice to do in anything.
Well, I mean, you already know that I'm going to do everything I can.
Vig has quite a substantial grudge against him.
I mean, I guess I'm helping.
I would say you should remember what happened the last time someone attacked Kitus, but ancient history seems forgotten.
Well, whatever plan you have to stop these pillars from him being here and sending him away, we're gonna have to do it fast. My meeting with them tonight, or today, was about them telling me that he's on his way. They didn't say anything else past that. They didn't want to say anything past that. They were gone. I can't contact them.
For funsies, can I just roll an insight check?
Sure. What exactly are you looking to insight?
If she's telling the truth in regards to that was all the information they gave her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Maybe. Oh, I can look at the sheet, but I can't interact with the sheet.
Interesting.
Weird.
We can do
I
this one
see.
of two
Okay.
ways. You can roll it
Oh,
yourself,
well,
or I can roll it. What'd you
Yep.
I rolled it myself and it was not good. It was a 14. Nova, what's
Um,
up, girl?
I mean, still middling, but
Well, I mean, it's just that unfortunately I rolled 2 with the, hey, what are you doing? What are you choking on? What do I have to go down your throat to grab?
Jesus.
Can you stop hacking and coughing on me? That'd be great. I love you. Nova, I'm about to open your mouth and look and see what's in your throat. Continue. I'm sorry. Don't get excited. Come here.
I mean, honestly, with the inside check, it seems like whatever they're saying is very truthful in the fact that that's really all that was said.
It was an unfortunate roll, but I do appreciate it. Many thank yous. I just wanted to see. Splash wanted to see. Splash doesn't know this person. Splash is just looking at Momo and being like, oh, what's that game where like you do the dagger or like the knife between your fingertips as quickly as you can go?
Oh God.
You mean the game Knives?
Oh, is it called knives? Yes.
Holy shit.
She's trying to coax the gerbil to play knives with her.
The gerbil is crazy.
It's close enough, right?
You got at least the gerb part.
Gerbil.
It's funny because it's not even spelled like that. um, Nito. What is your guys' response to them telling you that Maldor is coming or he's on his way?
Yeah, Vig is just thinking.
Well, I guess I'll have to work on my plan then of seeing if well, becoming an avatar would even work. and if I would still be myself. Not like there's many people alive that I can ask about that.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think it really changes exactly what we have to do, anyways, even if he's supposed to show up in 2 days. So, Vig can work, Vig and Elar can work as fast as we can, but that's all we can do.
Right. Well, we're gonna have to get a move on with that. This pylon thing. Do we know what we're in for? Pylon, anchor, whatever the hell it is you guys keep calling it.
After the demon killed anything? No, we don't.
We haven't had the opportunity to go back down there. But Vig is one of the things that Vig is currently working with Elar on as of a few hours ago. We might be able to change the anchor. We're still working on the specifics. But destruction may not be the only option.
Change the anchor. How?
Change the target.
You mean like to one of us?
Yes.
You mentioned earlier something was or might be coming for you, and she'll point to you, Vig. What did you mean by that?
Yes. Vig is thinking that there is a possibility that Moldor might come for Vig. Due to Vig's ability of shapeshifting.
Right. You don't suppose that might have anything to do with whatever it is his big grand master plan is, do you?
I have no idea, but the one that came from underneath the training room, or Vig assumes that that is who that was the one that told Vig that Vig would make a quote-unquote good vessel.
Would you?
Vig
Sorry.
has no idea. But last Vig checked, the only difference between all of us is the fact that I can shapeshift and you all cannot.
Could have been maybe insinuating your connection to nature.
You specified the ability to change, essentially how change my own form, that my form is fluid. That was the thing that he told me about. He recommended that I find a way to get my own anchor to prevent me from being used as some sort of whatever a vessel means.
Well, I mean, technically a vessel is something you could fill with something, so I'm guessing they meant Moldor banishing you from your own body and him taking your body. As frail and squishy as it sometimes it can be when stepped on.
Sometimes.
So, Vig is very unsure exactly what that means. Vig does not understand why, but Vig does not want to be a liability. And if that information is true, that makes Vig a liability. But it also gives Vig the opportunity to be a bait as well. We were looking for ways to convince Moldor to show up. And this could be one of them. Vig was also told that that entire altar room thing is also drowning in wild magic. Vig did not sense very much of it, but Vig thinks that that is the source full of the wild magic shenanigans that has been happening in Kitus. All of this is very much a theory. Vig only got this information this morning. Well, more last night. But we need a plan quickly, and Vig hopes that whatever Albatross is doing ends soon.
I'm
But
putting my
until
money on they
whatever
last.
is doubtful.
Oh, they've done it before.
They won't do it here.
Sure.
They may not demonstrate it, but they care too much.
Uh huh. You keep telling yourself that.
I will, seeing as it's facts. Anyways, Vig also, just until we are able to bring have Albatross return to us, Vig just needs to work with Alar. And there is nothing else Vig can do. We have to figure out exactly how this anchor works. I know we are talking about going back down there, but we need everyone.
At some point, Drake needs to meet Alar.
We can. Vig's next destination is going to talk with him anyways, if we all wanted to go. It's not like he's hiding in secret. He's just secluded up in one of the towers.
When is Albatross set to return?
Great
I
question.
don't know.
Well, we're running out of time.
I understand. I know where Albatross could be. But
On.
Dane got a very rare promise out of Albatross.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Albatross also promised you that they were going to stop being so secretive about things, and we saw
They
how
said
well
they
that
would
went.
try.
They didn't try very hard, seeing as how we had to jump into a hole to try and attempt to stop them from touching things that they still touched anyway.
Seems like everything's pointing out to me being right.
And then told us that we were in the wrong.
Vig has to lead by example. So,
That's a weird hill you're gonna die on.
well, this
I,
hill that I am going to die on will result in this interim being brought down to the ground, so.
I'm excited to see that.
You can help.
I'm excited to see it happen.
As long as you're not on the other side, I won't have to kill you.
I would prefer
I
if you
still
didn't
haven't
kill
fully
Splash at
forgiven what
all.
you did to my enclave.
It's
I mean,
part of the job. Sorry.
I still would rather you didn't kill Splash at all.
I don't want to. I'm
Kind of
just
grown on
saying.
me.
Allying with this interim will get you killed. By me. When V goes to burn this interim to the ground. It is just facts. But that is after we have killed Moldor, or at least made him completely impotent. One
No,
thing
you're
at a
so
time.
drooly. Go away. Stop! You're putting so much saliva on my bed. Go, you wild beast. Go away.
You know, wild beast. It's a normal beast.
He's
Um,
drooling so much.
General Drake will kind of look up to you as they realize that the cup is empty, and will kind of look at you all as she stands, and will kind of leave you with a simple. I guess we have nothing to do but wait for what minimal time we have. If anything changes, we're to let each other know.
Absolutely. I agree.
I would say I would use the stones. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened.
Albatross
But
has ours anyway.
in any event, what's left of the kingdom isn't really a whole lot, so it shouldn't be too hard for us to find each other. Yeah, I guess we're just staying on alert until we have any word. I'm gonna go fill my cup, and she'll just walk.
Yep. Beagle, get up. I'm just gonna start walking over to Alar.
Okay.
I like
Tosses
her.
extra.
She was weird. Oh, what's going on in these festivities? What kind of there kids to dunk on here?
I mean, a lot of it would have been the sharing of food, and there'd be music playing. Only a few people here. I mean, well, I say a few. There's a good couple of people here that can still play music in their, backyard banjos. I said backyard, not dueling. Yeah. You're an hour late. Early. You're an hour early. She's not used to the time difference yet.
Uh, Splash would probably just be vibing with Cetrion. You're just chilling.
He has all of the business to attend to. All of it.
She's like following Cetrion, but won't admit to following Cetrion. It was actually her idea the whole time to go this way.
Definitely.
Etc. We'll just be trying to enjoy the night and also trying to see what Tika would want to do about the whole situation.
Haha, you thought you'd have fun with Cetrion around. He's just gonna pray.
I'm still moving around while doing it.
Just a random giant minotaur just mumbling.
Sound crazy.
While you all are having a good time, above board, Blue Jay,
Hey, what's up?
would you like to jump to Albatross?
Mm,
Jay's like, I was enjoying being Splash. Things were simple.
God damn it, I gotta
yes,
be emo bird again.
we can.
This is mostly in the event of what it is that you've been doing. Um, not all of it needs to be shared aloud. Some of it will be mostly the ending bits will all be like the RP events will be things that you can share with the group at a later date, most likely on whenever Albatross returns, which should be presented probably next week if that's how you're feeling.
Mhm.
Um, we can talk about that.
Nova, no. Sorry, she was licking her wound.
Um, meow, meow.
Yeah, motherfucker.
What?
Yes, sorry. Again, it never fails. All week, my mom could have messaged me, talked to me, done anything with me, and it's always the days that I have D&D. She all of a sudden wants my attention. Drives me insane. Um, yes, no. Albie went to possibly get some divine intervention if that is the suffice word for it.
Okay. How would you flavor that?
Flavor House so.
Where are you?
Um,
What are you doing to prep
oh,
this
well,
or
yes. They would have went back to the the quarters that they owned that was somewhat turned into a semi-temple here. This is
barely still
it's
standing?
we'll just say it's the ruins of it. Um, I think they probably would have done just a normal attempts through a religion check
I'm not gonna have you roll religion
first.
checks because it
Ah,
is.
okay.
I'm assuming this is something that you would have been doing continuously until you got a
Ring, 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 ring.
kind of
Well, so
call.
it was more like if the call didn't go through, the other thing that I was going to do was shadow portal, but if I cast it high enough, it takes me to a shadow road
Literally going to
to
the
the
Raven
shadow.
Queen's house.
Yep.
Alright, don't fucking ignore me. You can't ignore me when you don't want something from me.
It's kind of funny. Honestly, it's more fun knowing that. Cool.
It'd be I was thinking of like if there was a piece of mirror or reflective surface kind of using that as like a way to in a sense make it a tool, a magical kind of I was trying to work on the flavoring here. I'm not really good on the whole like I'm really good at character design. That's all I got going for me.
So you're trying to like. So did you
It would be
did you
kind of
go?
uh it's yes, that would have been the if we're not answering easily, it's I'm going to let you know that I'm showing up kind of thing.
Leave a voicemail being like, I will be there in 10.
I am actively fast walking in that direction. It was kind of like a way to leave myself a exit door without having to ask any extra favors.
That's also fair. notes here for a second.
I love shadow magic. So much fun.
He has access to shadow magic.
Join me in the shadows.
I definitely have the capacity to, I think, learn Shadow Portal. I say learn. I have the ability to prep it, but
So as you devise your essentially shadow road to the Shadowfell. Fortunately for you, you were able to make the road to the Shadowfell as what you have basically depicted in previous. Well, you don't actually know if you were there or not. You had manifested there at some point. Whether or not that was real life or not, who knows? Um, Walking through the portal and you're standing out on the road, it would essentially be almost like some dark omen, like a faint set of whispers that beckon you. And following it down the road, you're slowly seeing the world around you grow dim. Sounds become muffled, colors drain away, until there's nothing but just shades of gray and black. And even your physical form feels as if it's dissolving, becoming almost a shadow itself. And that is when you finally find yourself in the shadow. The air around you is blistering cold as you realize that there isn't really a whole lot of warmth here at all. There are shadows stretching all around you, and you can feel these pairs of eyes watching you from every angle. And as you slowly feel this pull from this omen forward, everything that you could see before doesn't, it seems to be swallowed up, including the last bits of light. From what you gather, you see things that look familiar, things that don't look familiar, ghostly images of familiar places or faces back on the material plane. But they kind of like twist and change and mutilate, and they fade in and out like almost like mirages. Some of them are of Kitus, some of them are dungeons, some of them are the dragons that have attempted to help or hinder you in your past. Family matters. But otherwise, it's completely barren here. You get a few thorny skeletal trees and stagnant black pools of nothing, like an abyss, and a few bits and pieces of cracked earth. There's a nice little fog that kind of blankets the ground around you. And if you were to reach down and try to touch it, it doesn't really feel like anything, almost like it might not even be real. It's just flavor for the place. It's ambiance.
Thank you.
And there's
I
a
feel
beautiful
immersed.
smell of stale, like dust and decay. And the silence here is deafening.
You know, this is probably the most relaxed I've felt.
damn.
It's so quiet, I can actually hear myself think.
first time in a long time, you're like hearing fucking Vig's voice half the time.
All that in the daily whispers that they have to live with too.
And even though as you're looking around here, following this seemingly couples of voices that keep luring you forward,
Breadcrumbs.
your own shadow begins to behave unnaturally, lengthening, shrinking, or even detaching from you completely and just wandering. And it mimics your movements almost like in an unsettling way. And then it could be attached to something else, moving completely independent, following others' movements. Meow!
Meow.
Meow!
And then there's the
Don't look
disembodied
away. You
meow.
started this.
It echoes through the Shadowfell. Meow.
Abraxas, is that you?
You hear the
Sorry.
the sounds of a toilet somewhere.
Oh no. Souls of the damned being whisked away. That's crazy. You follow the voices, and as you are, everything around you almost feels like it's becoming tunneled. Your vision's narrowing, the crushing weight of sorrow is just toppling over you. Almost as if the Raven Queen herself is exerting her will upon you. And as you approach their domain, it is this towering, fire-like fortress. And it looks of some kind of black obsidian and bone. There seems to be this swirling maelstrom of ravens that just are all screaming and cawing in the silence as they circle her throne. The ravens and the crows occasionally land nearby or flying swiftly over your head, and they watch silently with these gleaming yet intelligent eyes. And if they get too close to you, Albatross, you can almost hear them whisper a little haunting secret. Something that you remember that you may have forgotten. One of those you catch to be Donar, but not of their dead body, not of what has become of them, but of what they once were, and who they were to you, and how they made you feel. But as you get closer to the throne, the birds concede and begin to fly back to the flock that swirls over the throne. Every part of you is slowly draining from the life that you have. You're clinging on to at this point. Nothing seems clear. Like, even though, yes, your physical body is floating in and out of corporeal state, your mind is also fading. You're not sure how you got here. You're not sure why you got here. And you're not really sure what's going to happen now that you are here. But it doesn't take long before you reach this vast empty hall where the queen is sitting upon her throne of bones, feathers, and shadows. Her face is half covered. However, she seems to take on multiple forms underneath the cover, fading in and out from what you remember how she had changed when you saw her in person in Lorem to how she looked upon your vision to many other forms. But it does somewhat feel like she's been expecting
Kept seeing caller ID.
you.
I left the voicemail too. Sorry.
When she opens her mouth, you're not sure, because it is covered, whether she is speaking aloud or directly into your mind. Because of the way the words are spoken, they reverberate and echo greatly amongst this grand hall that you stand in. It's funny because they're just mostly just awaiting you there, and they're just like, hi. I feel like it would have been a little more sobering to see her before you once more. But as far as how you feel about how your body works right now, it's just not cooperating.
Yes.
Do you call upon me, mortal, to seek my guidance? Is to forfeit certainty and perhaps even sanity? Are you aware?
This might have been a little outside of the scope I thought I could handle.
You dare to meddle upon gods, this is what you get.
I'm I'm here because I'm here to just fully prove that I can handle this responsibility, but we need help. I need help to protect them. I don't know what I have to do to make sure that I can prove myself in some way to you so that I feel like I'm not reaching a full potential that I could be reaching because I am pushing away everything.
And why should you care about the lives of others? You've only ever cared for yourself. Is that not why you're in my service now?
I I'm in your service because I cared about people. I think that is one of my biggest flaws is that I do stupid things because I care.
And you think that should be rewarded?
No, I
Yes.
Do it, you heartless bitch. Respectfully.
Or disrespectfully.
I I mean, in a sense, you care about this in some way. If you didn't care, you would just let people meddle with life and death itself. But in some manner, you do care.
It is not your place to tell me what I should care about. For you are one soul, and I am the harbinger of all souls, particularly lost souls. Your soul would have come to me regardless, should you perish now or before we had ever spoke. I had asked you to be my champion, as well as aid you in whatever it is that you needed. Because it was a bargain I was willing to make. It was important for both of us. For your friends you care about, and for me to keep things at bay. Uh, you wish to ask about your imminent danger that you all may be facing very soon. In what way do you propose I help you? Even if it comes with a great cost.
It's gonna cost. I might not have been heard. Uh, what kind of cost?
Hmm. That's the funny part about it. It could be anything, but I would need a part of you. I already have your soul, but I would like more. Not for greedy reasons or selfish anything. For contingency. I need to know that you will be dedicated for my plans ahead.
Fine. If I can't figure out how to work with you, then how am I gonna ever be able to work with anyone? So, fine. I'll give it to you.
And first, to glimpse what you seek, you must first know what I want. I demand nothing less than a fragment of your essence, a memory perhaps that defines you.
Um, is there one in particular you're wanting?
One that describes exactly who you are. perhaps something that is the root of your conviction for your friends, for your horrible taste in clothing. No, I'm just kidding. Um, to keep you moving forward, to meet your goals. What is it that drives you?
Oh man. I think it would be honestly the promise they gave Donar, which was to try to be a better person.
So as you say that, or I guess rather before you can say it, you feel the shadows around you swirl and they recreate that scene. And although you can only see the shadowy silhouettes of yourself and Donar, it still feels very real. Almost like your memory is being played out in front of you. And the Raven Queen, you can't tell her facial expression. However, it seems that her eyes are fixed on the shadows at first. But that's when you start to notice that this twisted reality is slowly becoming inescapable. And as you turn, the road is gone. The minuscule bits of light that was once there, that was your portal here, is gone. And slowly you feel like you're being enclosed. Before you, the landscape shifts in unimaginable directions, and halls of mirrors align, set up essentially like a maze. And looking around at just the few mirrors that are around you, you see yourself, as one would hope. But in each mirror, you see yourself battling something. Some of them are internal, some of them are emotional, some of them are quite physical. And you will hear the Raven Queen echo once more in your head. You must choose one, and you must overcome it. Confront these reflections. Face their own flaws, regrets, or fears. And we will see.
Right. So what was the sorry, above board, what were the options?
So these are every mirror is like something different. Whether
Okay.
it be from your past, some of them could be future. You're not really sure about any of them or the validity of any of these, truthfully, unless you were to essentially choose where it would become heightened for you.
Gotcha. Um,
So if there's a known specific one that you would choose, that's fine. Otherwise, we can do like a D20 or something and randomly select.
let's do D20. Let's live on the edge. Let's be a little random. I'm all about letting the dice tell the story. Is that gonna be a god roll or a blue jay roll?
You can make the roll. You're the one that's technically selecting.
Sorry, I was also letting the dogs out really quick, so that's why I was 17.
see. 17.
Oh, there's an angry owl outside. Thank God my dogs are big.
Imagine having a small dog and it's just taken.
That happens here in Texas.
You say that, but one of ours was definitely picked up once.
Oh no, was it Buddy?
No, actually, it was back when I don't know. You remember Coco?
Very
Yeah.
short period of time, but yes.
Yes.
That's why it was a short period of time.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
That's awful.
So yes, number 17. This is the betrayal of trust from a loved one.
Oh man.
I cannot believe you rolled that. That's immaculate.
That's good storytelling. The dice tells the story for us.
It really fucking does.
Dude, that's
And
fucking
you
wild.
peer into this mirror. And you almost see from a third party perspective. Yay, it's like watching a movie. A cloaked Splash can be seen creeping through the halls with a dagger in their hand. And as the mirror flashes, Donar is in the room, tending to a few of the things, before there's a knock on the door. You see Splash enter. Few words are exchanged, nothing more than just general passing hellos. When Splash says something that you had never heard because you weren't there, in the form of, "This is for destroying my family." As they plunge the blade into Dinar, and he falls. They begin to bleed, and in the eyes of Donar, it is nothing but just straight fear and confusion. Why would they do this? Why is this happening to me? Almost like their thoughts are seeping into you in that moment. Splash puts their hood back up and escapes out the window. Moments before you entered the room. And now you're back here again. And as you try to look away from the mirror, you find yourself standing in that room through your own eyeballs at Dinar on the ground, bleeding out. What will you do? It's almost like a Groundhog's Day, choose your own adventure.
The question is, well, I guess the first thing they would try to do would be heal, because back then they didn't have any healing magic before, but in this situation, well, again, not fully aware, they think they have healing magic.
I think at this point you should roll me a religion check.
Heard. Sorry, 1 second.
No, you're fine.
Just checking on the dogs. Legend. There we go. Not too shabby.
You begin your healing process here on Dinar. And as the bleeding begins to subside, the knife remains in them. But the fear has not wiped from his eyes. And it almost seems like he's in a state of shock.
Uh, okay. So we're gonna do a mm, quick grab of the dagger and a cure wounds on top of it. So
Once you do
I
that,
pull. Yeah.
immediately he begins like trying to like grab at the spot where they were stabbed and is confused on how or why this is happening and what are you doing here, and they can't seem to formulate any kind of question or sentence verbally, but you can kind of tell that they are trying to grasp how you're here. What are you, did you just see what just happened, or like you're never gonna believe this shit? Like they're trying to find the words to any kind of describe how they're feeling or how to explain any of this to you. And it kind of just culminates into them backing up into a corner and pulling the knees up, kind of an act.
Uh, okay. So hmm, I'm trying to think through this situation here. Above board. Mm, I hmm, I as much seeing or hmm. So I think what would happen next is that this is there a way that I can roll to kind of feel like if this is the situation that they're supposed to deal with, or if it's obviously the other situation in regards to how they actually handled the situation with Splash?
You could kind of I'll allow you to roll to try to figure it out.
Yeah. I was like, I don't I don't wanna, like, metagame it, obviously, which is why I'm like, because that this would have just been too easy. That's the thing. Um, what would you like me to roll?
You can roll an intelligence check.
Gotcha. It's not good.
I think at this point you're just too excited to see Donar not dying in this moment, not the way that you remember
It's the, "Oh, shit, that worked," kind of moment.
it. Where
Um,
am I? What am I? Who am I?
but I think with that, then they would look at Donar, um, and just say that he needs to leave. That he just needs to get out of the city,
But
be it
what? Where? Why? What? What happened?
It's a really long story, but the best thing you could do is just go.
Well, you're coming too, right? Right?
No,
Albatross, come on, please. This is not really a time for funny jokes. This is
it's
not a tee
not a
hee ha ha moment.
it's not a joke. I'm telling you, you need to leave and just get as far away from here, far as away from me as possible.
Okay, but how am I supposed to find you again?
You don't. You go and you make a difference in someone else's life. You go and you spread all your good nature, your trust in believing someone like me was good enough to put faith in, and just you just need to not be here anymore.
I I don't understand. This is
It's some things are just better left alone. But if it isn't obvious, if she finds out you're alive, she's just going to keep coming back for you. So you just need to leave.
Why did she want me dead in the first place? I don't understand. What did I do?
Albie did hear that little bit that was whispered, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She's she's just I think she's scared.
What? I've done nothing to anyone. I just was trying to help. And by that, staying out of the way, like you said.
I don't think that I don't think that she understood that I wasn't just going to leave her,
What do
but
you mean? Leave her.
leave her with Howler.
But
So we've all we she and I are all we've ever had. And then I ended up having you, and I guess she was worried that that meant I wasn't going to be there for her anymore.
so she thought that getting rid of me was gonna fix that? Oh, that's
She has questionable logic sometimes. I would say she gets it from her father.
right. So all this and I just have to leave you. That's what you think is the best plan. Forever. Is that really what you want?
Why What I want is that you didn't, you don't die because of me. You're, you're
I'd rather die
so good.
knowing you and being with you than without you.
Because of you, I've met a lot of people, more than I ever probably would have anticipated meeting in my life. And because of you, I've learned to care about these people. And I
Who are
care
these
enough.
people?
It's we don't worry about that.
What no, what do you mean? Who are these people? Albatross, yesterday you were telling me you hated the guy who delivers your food.
Still kind of do.
Okay, but that's his only job.
It's it's really difficult to explain, okay? I just trust me when I say this is the best thing that could happen. I know
That you would
it doesn't
rather
sound like it.
me never see me again for these mysterious new friends that you've made in the last 6 hours.
6 hours for you, 5 years for me, but well,
5 years? What are you talking about? Are you okay? Not the Dungeon Dash guy. He's just trying to make a living.
he's just out here doing his damn job.
Listen, man,
Um,
you try to deliver to an inn, okay? There's a lot of drunkard people. No one even knows who's staying here.
sorry, I'm burping, so I was that's why I got quiet. Above board, I was burping.
That's
Uh,
very funny.
ow, woman, that was my finger. Cheese and crackers. Um, man, I have no memory spells. Not the right character. Uh, look, I know it's crazy. It doesn't make sense. I
It
this
certainly does not.
this is I just it's for the best. It's for your best. It's for s- someone else's best down the road. It's for my best. I I'm sorry that I wasn't easy to deal with. And I mean, I'm thankful that you did. And I'm sorry I could never say that I loved you.
They'll kind of give you like a half smile, and embrace you before the vision cuts away, and you are staring at them with a bag packed over their shoulder, and they're leaving the camp. While leaving, you can kind of see Splash off to the side, by a few guards posted, kind of keeping an eye on everything. What do you do? Donar gives you like a small wave as they before they head off.
Albatross would kind of give a gentle nod before their attention goes to Splash. Um, they would make their way over to her and kind of stand beside her, their arms
She'll keep
crossed.
facing out like you're not. She's not going to acknowledge that you walked up.
You know, I wasn't going to leave you, right?
Wouldn't have mattered if you did.
No, yeah, I'm sure.
No, yeah, you just go and you do whatever Albatross does. You always do.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, sorry doesn't mean a whole lot. Not after everything. And we have been through a lot.
We have. Which is why I wouldn't just leave you, you know? I know I don't show it often or ever, but I do care about you.
No. And she'll cut you off. And she looks and turns towards you. You don't get to say that. You don't get to say that you care when we have spent our entire lives being told what to do and being brutally abused for it anytime we fucked up or made a sound that offended someone. You don't get to say that you care. I say we've been through a lot of things, but I have experienced so much more than you. You went off and you did your own thing. You went off and you got to make a name for yourself. Make friends. Do all these fun, grand little things. Yeah, you said you'd come back. Yeah, you did. It did not go well for me here. I had to pick up your slack, and on top of that, I had to be better than you. I trained harder. I worked harder. I would spend sleepless nights devising plans and strategies that these fucking idiots couldn't even follow. You don't get to just walk out, not once, not twice, but as many times as you please, and come back and say you did it because you care. Not when I've had to pay every price to cover your ass. She'll look away and kind of mutter under her breath. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too. What does that allude to? Probably them killing Donar. But you can take it whatever way you would like.
You have every right to feel the way you do. And I won't try to make you feel any different. I I tried I tried so hard to try to shield all that from you, but it just it got to a point that no matter what I did, it wasn't enough. And I'm sorry. I even if it doesn't mean anything to you, I am. And I wanted nothing more than for you to come with us. You you were like a sister. You were all I had for so long.
You really think that he would just let us leave? I know you're not that dumb.
It wouldn't have been easy, but when has anything we've ever done been easy?
He would have found us, you know. There's a branch for that. Damn it. Wolf's not here to laugh at my jokes at his expense.
Well,
I'll laugh for him. Ha, 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 ha.
I could confidently say that he himself wouldn't. He would probably send people, but I mean, we could have easily handled anything he tried to send at us.
He would have came himself. After you left the first time, I tried to leave too. I thought with a good week's long lead ahead of him, I'd make it out. Yeah, I was horribly wrong. By the time he had found me and known my location, I was already en route. I didn't really have any other options to get away. He had devised what would have been a 6-month long planning session for a siege in about 2 days. And it was just to ambush and capture me. They asked where you went. I didn't know. They thought I did because they thought I left to find you. And that's when it started. All of it. He brought me back by the neck. The whole way back. Meow. Meow.
No.
Ah.
Yeah.
Above board. Sorry, this is for Blue Jay.
Mhm.
Is this more like memories now that are happening like after the actual events that this splash is going over, like once Albie had left.
This is essentially yes, like you leaving and finding yourself on a magical boat ride to a dragon island.
Fucking Carl. Sorry.
I mean, this is like all the way at the beginning, but yes.
No, it's the very beginning. I'm just remembering Carl, that's all. And Dave.
Well, it's because of Carl that you ended up in Kitus, so
I'll
just
still
don't
say
ask how
fucking
Carl
Carl.
knows. But yeah, it was shortly after then.
Okay. Hmm.
Because this would have been like maybe like a week after the assassination attempt before you had, or like after you had done your contemplating of leaving and everything, but obviously you hadn't done any of that yet.
Yeah.
Not in this timeline, anyways.
Yeah. Albatross. I think Albatross honestly wouldn't be able to help but chuckle a little in regards. They would laugh a little bit, and kind of look up to Splash. What does it say about him if he's got to set up a whole ambush for one person, huh?
Is clearly overcompensating for something. She'll give you a little laugh back. Are we gonna be okay?
I mean, I can't really forgive you for what you did, but we all do really shitty things in life. And if we let that one thing define every moment, uh, it's a pretty miserable life. So, although I don't think I could forgive, I think I could work with you and try to try to have what we used to have.
Okay. I'm gonna see what you're saying. Well, you have to promise me one thing.
Okay.
When we take down my father, I want to be the one that makes the final blow.
I don't think I could take that away from you. I
Good.
don't think I could.
Maybe we'll take his other eye.
If that's the trophy you choose.
As you guys share another little chuckle. Still no embracing.
Nope.
But you enjoy this moment here for a moment. Uh, before a part of you in Splash feels closer. Something in it leaves you feeling warm and comfortable around them. Something that was not, it was always kind of there in like the back of your head, but now seemingly coming to the forefront. However, your relationship to Dinar seemingly begins to fade, and your connection, what once was there, is harder to find. It's not gone, but it's not as ever present as it was before. Almost like your conviction has altered. That you are the person that you are no longer for Dinar, but for Splash's sake. And for the moment that you are enjoying this reprieve, the magic dispels and you're back in the Shadowfell. The queen deathly staring intriguingly at you. Almost as if she was watching the whole damn movie herself.
You know,
She said dinner
I was
and a show.
private.
Judging. That's my baby. He never done did no wrong.
Albatross probably takes a step back for a second, coming out of that, and then seeing the Raven Queen.
Ah, shit.
What emotions?
I'm cool. I'm cool.
You saw nothing. It was just a facade. Your conviction wavers. You wane now, no longer for the one that your lover, but your familiar love. Interesting. But I suppose that means that you have endured your trial. I can give you a piece of knowledge. However, I cannot promise you that Moldor's
I
soul festers in places of darkness, but his heart is bound to places of light that he wishes to destroy. Seek not his steps, but footprints he seeks to leave on this world.
Mhm. Thank you.
And if you find him, or manage to stop him, I shall have a new mission for you.
I understand.
But that is all. Unless you wish to dissolve more.
I think I should be heading back now. I thank you again.
She has not moved from her cross-legged, hands on knees, perfect posture.
Slay Queen.
Instead, huh?
I said Slay Queen.
Yeah, pretty much. Not even a raise of her eyebrows or an acknowledgement. You just slowly and then suddenly feel yourself being almost like vacuum pulled back from whence you came, and everything all at once is condensed in front of you. And you open your eyes and you're back in the ruins. Now, before we continue, I need you hold on.
It was like the suspense.
Hold.
I'm holding. I'm holding.
Hold.
I need you to roll me a d20.
A D20 heard.
Another one.
I got this. Another one.
Another one.
Mid.
Oh boy. Please roll me a
I think
constitution
I like.
save.
Ah!
Oh no.
Love you guys.
Ah. Yeah.
Okay. You feel alright now. However, there does seem to be a bit of you that feels almost weakened in some fashion to your physical form here. Maybe it's from spending too much time in a non-corporeal form, or
Yeah, probably.
what's really to say? Who's
They're
really
just
to
like
say? Dark magic. I don't know.
they're feeling the ground, their feathers. They're like, okay, everything's semi here in one piece. That's good.
Suddenly,
Looks
the cloak you're
around.
wearing is just like extremely heavy.
um no, they actually gave their cloak to Dane before
Oh, that's right.
everything. um they're like they look around, everything doesn't look more destroyed than it is, so time is an illusion.
Well, considering, yeah, it feels like you were gone for a week and a half. It's only been a couple hours. Truthfully, it's been what, like 12 hours?
Nice. Yeah, once they kind of find their balance, they'll probably make their way back to the camp.
Okay. Heading back into the camp. I feel like the first people you'd see is probably Splash and Cetrion. Human. Why you look like shit?
Oh, yeah, I probably don't look fucking great. This is probably holding on to like any kind of walls. TBH.
I can't tell if you look like you
Probably
stepped in shit, or if you just got ran over and turned into a pilot.
And Cetrion's over here still trying to get a hold of Neztika.
Yep. You can roll a religion check if you want.
We gonna try it. I don't know how well it gonna go. Actually, I do have a +7 in religion, which is surprising. That's an 11. The dice didn't really bounce
sorry.
around, but it's an 11. It could have at least given me a show to watch.
The number you call is no longer in service.
You feel her presence almost as if she's trying to, like, speak back to you, but her words are muddled and unclear. The caller you're trying to connect is no longer there. The fuck is that noise?
Well, shit. If you can at least hear me, my offer's still open about the whole Avatar thing.
Yeah, again, because you can't quite hear her or commune with her, you do, yet still, you still feel some kind of bright beating. I would say it's more of like a ruby red pulsate from within you, kind of almost like it's sharpening your mental capabilities as well as magical. Whether that means she agrees or what, at least you know that you can confirm she heard you.
I'm just gonna chalk it up to the next time I sleep is probably gonna be the time I can hear you. Mulder's probably doing something with the service out here. Mulder.
Albatross probably would have shuffled over to them.
Albatross sucked up all the Wi-Fi.
Sorry.
The data's gone.
What you doing, Cetrion?
Do you actually want to know?
I can't be disappointed, so that's up to you.
Well,
Couldn't have
I-
heard it. I was making a sandwich, but in the
I
fucking
just,
kitchen. I
just offered to become the avatar of Neztika should need arise, since Muldur is on his way here, and it'll help.
I would not recommend just
Albatross,
switching,
we have 2 days to defend my home.
and we are going to defend it.
Weren't you like sleeping for the last day and a half?
And
Doesn't really seem like a lot of saving going on. But maybe that's
I
just
plan to
bad.
do it with the help of my god, because I am a paladin.
What's their excuse?
And if it takes me becoming the avatar, so be it.
I think Albie would look at Splash
Oh,
and
Splash is looking dead up at Cetrion while pointing at you with their thumb.
with whatever strength that they fucking have left, which is probably not a lot at the moment. They're gonna hug Splash.
With arms still up, pointed with their thumb, they don't move. And there's a severe look of concern on their face. And also disgust. Like, what are you doing?
My
Cetrion,
god, what is
do you
happening
see
right
this
now?
right now? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is weirding me out. Are you
I
weirded
think I'm
out?
gonna
I'm weirded.
pass out.
Could you at least like pass out like over there on like the bed or hold on to anything else? Or...
No, this is good.
Well, I,
Wait till Vig hears about this.
Miracles do happen.
I guess your gods are real. Which one conjured this one up? Can't tell you. No, but seriously though, it's making me uncomfortable. Can you just like remove?
Yep. And they will
Group hug?
shuffle back.
Oh, group hug. Okay.
No, sorry.
Oh,
Damn.
I can finally breathe. Why do you smell like you've been
Where's
sitting in like a dungeon for the last 12 years?
A dungeon of their own mind.
I recently broke free.
oh. um
I want to break free.
I don't think you would believe me if I told you. So,
Well, you got a plan?
I've got a piece of a plan to work with everyone
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when I can stand. And
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like I've lost something. Um, Not sure what it is yet. We'll figure that out down the road.
You lost. And you think now is a good time to go find something that you lost?
No, no, not. That's a. I just we're. I'm gonna go find Vig now. Cetrion,
I
where can I
haven't
find Vig?
seen Veeg since we talked to General Drake. Probably the fields,
General
though.
Drake. Whoa, what?
Listen,
Just drop those bombshells.
while you went on the nappy nap, General Drake
I
broke
didn't.
free and came back,
What?
and
Uh,
I had to update her on the current situation, which is how we also found out that Moldur is on his way here.
okay, yes, that I figured as much was happening. Hence, what I did.
And I think Splash is imprinted on me somehow.
Ew, don't use those words.
So please don't use those words.
I mean, how else do I explain it whenever the normally murderous assassin is...
Hey, I can still be murderous. You guys just keep telling me not to.
My point still stands.
The growth.
Don't use imprints.
It's
What else
offensive
is
to
it?
birds.
What else is it called when a bird just
I-
sticks to you?
Well, okay, so we are still humanoid individuals with conscious minds and individual personalities. You can just say that she has grown to like you as a companion. You don't.
Nope, still don't like that either, actually. That's weird. It's
You can
Work
just
with
call it
us
that,
here.
suddenly
Cetrion.
just as demeaning, somehow.
But do you deny it?
No, she's not going to deny it.
I kind of deny it.
I mean, I
Kinda.
saw you.
There's the kinda.
I could see you like shooting bullets at the lovebird earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about. Not me, never.
Well, my offer is still open anytime you need to talk about what happened down in the Dungeon of Doom.
Oh! Splash immediately starts walking away.
She's a little clingy once she gets comfortable. Good luck.
Not clean either.
Really clingy.
So what you're
I can still hear
saying
you.
is she may not show it, but she doesn't want me to die a painful death at the hands of Moldor.
If she wanted to, she would have just taken care of you herself.
I don't know if that is endearing or shocking.
If you knew what
They
she's
just
killed for
shrug.
less. R.I.P. Albatross's
I
previous
have
lover.
learned that your family is messy.
Dear God, you don't know that.
Surprisingly, uh, out of what's left, we're probably the best two options.
That is right.
Also, General Drake is a lot older than everyone believes. By the way,
I mean, so okay,
do you,
that I need to take.
do you want me to like kind of give you a time frame on that one, just so you can kind of
Okay,
understand?
we can walk to Vig
Yeah.
on this, right? Yeah.
Walk and talk. Walk and talk.
So,
I will, if you would extend your arm a little bit, though, would appreciate the holding up help.
are you sure you don't just want to like climb up and just hang on?
No, 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 no. I'm not. Mm.
That's why I offered climbing.
Albatross got a lot of brain
Actually,
damage,
no,
but not
don't
that much.
don't do that. I fear Splash might shoot you with an arrow.
If she wanted to, she would have done so already.
I'm still thinking about it, and you like her heads whip around, and she's like up on the roof.
Until she does it.
But I will put an arm out for Albatross.
Yes, they will hold on to Cetrion's arm as they walk to wherever Vig be.
So the general is like, she was a little girl when I was originally around here.
Yeah, she was a fully grown adult with us.
Let me remind you that she's in her 30s now. So if she was a little girl 150 years ago,
We can agree that the forest time is wonky.
and apparently the king forced all of them to forget that Lorm existed somehow.
Okay. Was it the king?
It was someone like the king, I guess, was probably in on it. We haven't really been able to link
But
all of the details.
he didn't.
She said that Lorm was scrubbed from all of the books.
Yeah. I I don't think he knew about Lorem either.
No, he did. We had worked with it. I used to work with him.
Well, I no, I am aware of that, Cetrion. I mean, I guess whenever this whole mind thing happened, because I'm pretty sure we questioned him and he seemed just as clueless as everyone else.
Maybe he wasn't telling the truth.
Bum,
That's a
bum,
possibility.
bum.
Dun, dun, dun.
Everything's a possibility now.
You think people would do that? Just go in D&D and tell lies?
What is the truth? Where is it? Why is it?
There is no
Yeah,
truth.
it's been a little odd since you've been gone.
Momo walks
You
by
look up
looking
at
for
the
the fox.
sky.
I don't even know who I am anymore.
Well, it looks like this is what day is it?
This is the
What do you
day
mean
after
what
the
day
harvest
is?
festival.
Yes.
What happened yesterday?
Yes.
That was the General Drake coming back.
No.
Like the
What?
actual yesterday.
Yes, what happened yesterday?
We had just gotten back out of the hole after fighting for our lives, trying to
Okay,
chase you down and save you.
Good times.
so it's been about
Just another
it's been
day, my
about
love.
12 hours here. Okay, I'm caught up time wise up here.
And we are on a new timer of having to do everything that we have to do before Mulder gets here. Because apparently he's building something and had General Drake and the others he had taken retrieving different magical items from him from different planes of existence.
Well,
Then of course you guys
we
both. Well, I think all of you guys know that whatever's happening, there's a lot of magical power being siphoned.
we're well we're gonna we'll get something, okay? I just gonna make sure Vig knows that I'm here as well. I I I need to I need to sleep, I think.
You weren't back in the hole, were you?
No.
I'm just checking.
No
Maybe
reason.
True
No
arguably
statement, but someplace probably
someplace
worse.
slightly worse.
reason.
Kind of
Just
debatable.
kind
The
of
hole is kind of hell. Oh, then again, you didn't experience what I experienced in the hole, which was being impaled by a demon and him. And, yeah.
Turns out getting impaled by multiple swords or one giant sword, not a pleasant experience.
oh, I usually keep low and hidden to avoid such altercations.
I
Be
don't
scammed.
recommend getting impaled by a demonic floating sword.
Yeah, no, it's not on my list of to do at all.
I recommend keeping it that way and just staying curious.
I think I might skip the curiosity altogether on that as well.
No, I would be curious as to what the demon sword looks like, just because, swords are cool.
You have an interesting outlook on life, Cetrion.
I mean, I have to have something whenever the very few people I have left in the world are, well, one has now returned from being stolen by Moldor.
Albatross is just patting his arm.
Who are you? What have you done with Albatross?
Why are you comforting me? This is not normal. I'm scared.
uh,
I'm terrified.
I don't know how else to. I don't know what else to do. Okay.
Like there's like genuine shock on Cetrion's face.
Oh my god. Okay, so I got it. Okay, I get it. No, back to the nothing. No interactions.
That is not the lesson you should be learning.
Precisely.
Great.
It's fine. I'm just not used to you really giving a shit about me in the slightest.
Subtle.
If I didn't, you'd be dead in that hole.
I mean, true, but at the same time, I don't know if you could have stopped Veeg from coming back into that hole.
I didn't care about Veg enough. I wouldn't have made sure you look. Can we just?
Yes, come on.
Come.
It's
I've had
okay.
enough for a week and a half. Okay.
It's okay. I'll be sure to give you Moldor's arm as a present.
I think I'm good
No,
without
no,
severed
no.
body
You can
parts.
no. You can have his arm, and it
What am
will
I gonna
be a
do with it?
trophy. Well, I mean, you can just keep it as a trophy as the time we cut off the arms and legs of a immortal satyr man and banished him to another dimension.
Albatross is just looking up at him. A lot of things are going on through their mind right now, but you can't really tell because they one look exhausted and two just deadpanning looking at him. But there's a lot
Pulling
of
the
thoughts.
Vig is not gonna help that.
Listen, I don't do good.
I don't know
I don't
this.
really do good gifts. Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
gave you some beads that you really liked, and I still don't really understand that one yet, but we're getting there.
I don't want to embarrassingly explain why.
Is it like a bird thing?
That's okay. It doesn't have to equate each time because
Bird
we're
thing.
it's I'm also a rogue, thank you very
It's a rogue bird thing.
much.
Just adding more
Okay,
titles.
we're just it's we just got to get your mind off the whole it being any kind of bird related thing, okay? But we're still again humanoid conscious individuals with personalities and individuality. You just
So what I'm
just like
saying is, if I had a shiny gem in my hand, you wouldn't act like a raven and take it.
Whoops.
Oh my god. Fully called out. Just.
I'm just gonna sleep right here in the middle of the camp.
You do that,
Because
and I have to carry you.
no,
No.
Them's the rules.
Dims the brakes.
hey Bug Daddy, what are you doing? Don't
Hey,
laugh, Bug
Big,
Father.
I found albatross. They're acting weird.
Oh, that's good. Well, we're part. Not sure about that one, but Vig knew they would come back.
It, they hugged
Just
Splash.
staring at Splash.
They
Wait.
hugged Splash, and it wasn't like
God.
it wasn't like a short hug. It was like an actual like extended hug.
There's progress.
Okay, now hold on.
No, good. There's progress.
And then they
I
were
also
comforting
can't.
me, and I'm
Oh
confused.
God. First off, hold on. I would like to state that right now I am holding on to Cetrion because I don't have much strength to me. The quote unquote prolonged hug was also an attempt to stay standing upright.
You
Vig
also
is not
asked for
quite
help.
sure exactly why you're trying to cover it up. You could just admit you were happy to see them. But one step at a time. We'll get there.
They're gonna let go of Cetrion's arm to just fall.
Vig's just like, just. If you're going to sleep, you should sleep nearby.
I already threatened to carry him.
Oh, well,
I don't
that
need to be
much is-
carried.
Nope.
You're
can't
currently
sleep
sleeping on the
floor.
street.
Technically, I'm just sitting on the ground at the moment.
I just imagine Splash is just watching this.
You could sit in a chair.
I could. I really could.
Then sit in a chair.
I'm choosing right here.
Why?
I think you're doing it to be obstinate. But again,
You know,
one thing at a time.
this is not what I was looking forward to coming back.
I will say welcome back though. You seem tired, so Vig will continue working. You should get some rest.
Yeah, on that, I don't know if the information I've got is going to help in your plans.
It probably won't, but more information is good.
And Albie will share the information that they got from the Raven Queen to Veek and Cetrion.
A uh, Pig is going to have to talk with them. All right, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. We have to survive dealing with Mordor. Then Vig has to kill all of this interim, and then Vig has to go talk to the Raven Queen. For crying out loud!
I mean, the information she
Vig, are
gave
you even
was in
gonna live
regards
long
to
enough?
Cetrion. Or
Vig
not
is going to
Cetrion.
try.
Hold on. Blue Jay's gonna have to go back and get the actual information once listening through the thing because it was in regards to Moldor.
Something
The
about
information.
is soul in the dark, something in the light.
Yeah, his heart's in the light.
Soul's in the dark.
I have to go back
It's trying
again
to get
and
rid of the heart or something like that. But yeah.
um look, we got more information to hopefully help.
Vig will not ask for now how much it cost you. Vig knows it cost you, but Vig will ask later.
I did what I thought was best. And I I am sorry.
You're
Again,
alive.
I'm
That's what matters.
sorry about before too, with the whole going down there.
Vig forgives you. Just don't do that again. Vig is already old enough as it is. Vig does not want to die from that stress.
I won't do it again.
Thank you. But lectures and apologies and forgiveness aside, you you need rest by the looks of it. You need sleep.
Yeah, leave get get stuck in the Shadowfell for a week and a half. Kind of takes a good bit of you.
What would do that, huh?
It was a little bit a scope that I really thought I was capable of.
Well, you're capable of a lot of things, but you're capable of even more with friends. But get some sleep. Sleep nearby. We can watch over you. But Vig
I
and Elar, we are researching some new leads.
oh well, reconvene in the morning then. I am going to go let Dane know too, so he, you know.
No, that's good. I figured you would have stopped by Dane first, but yes, he does need to
Uh,
know.
I happen to run into these two first.
Fair enough. Do you need help getting over there, or you're not going to collapse halfway through, are you?
No, I think I can. I'll be fine.
All
Thank
right.
you. They
We'll
will
see you in the
hobble
morning.
away.
I will stretch.
Shuffle
Citriana's
away.
just gonna look at Splash. Alright, I'm confused.
What?
Fine. Tails hurt anybody.
Also, not to Albatross, but as Albatross is leaving, if Splash and Cetron aren't going with, Vig will just tell Splash, "Told you."
Is it a Blue Jay splash or a CK
I'll allow either one. Take it away.
curious. I was just gonna do a tongue sticking out. So let me know what you were thinking.
Oh, I was gonna do like the poop stink face.
Pretty much same brain cell. Yep.
Yeah.
Same brain cell.
Vig figured as much, but he wanted to just get that out there.
Neat.
Yeah, so he's gonna be just continuing to work with Alar about how the fuck we do the things.
So, Alar is very limited on knowledge of these pillars, obviously. It's very
Yeah.
much a high level magical thing. And yes, he has a high magic level sorcerer. However, it's very hard to read up on stuff like this. This is not normal for any one person to have. Especially not when it's available to many people. I say many loosely. Um, for anyone, it is possible to have access to being able to go anywhere. So, not quite sure how to destroy them necessarily, but from what he could tell you is that it doesn't involve having to go back down there and commune with the pillars themselves.
Oh yeah, no. Vig didn't think that we had any breakthroughs. He's basically just going through like any avenues that we've got. I'm not looking for anything specific, but
Yeah, I mean, he would have shown you like all of his possible like spider web theories on like what kind of trials await you guys.
Vig has a headache almost instantaneously
Yeah, pretty much.
from all this paper stuff that is just all oral tradition for fucking druids at best.
Dude, there's like papers everywhere. They're like coating the floor at this point.
I don't understand how you're able to maintain all of this knowledge. There's so much here. It just Vig knows a lot, but he could never put it on paper.
Oh, I already know all the material. It's just putting them on paper helps me visualize. You just like look down. There's no organization.
Yeah, Vig is also looking at us like, visualize, isn't it an instinct?
I mean, yes and no, but you know, sometimes you need a little help for some sporadic ideas. So, like, I never would have thought to put these two ideas together, and yet here we are.
Druids and wizards and sorcerers really are very different.
Oh, absolutely. I can understand how some people get me confused with a druid myself. So,
Vig the druid is like, really?
oh yeah, I have a very
Okay.
healthy connection with nature.
Vig is doing his best to not like accidentally talk shit.
At least he's not researching paladins. He'd be doing that for a while.
Learning the history of paladins is crazy. Okay, cool. We don't actually know what Momo would be doing.
We're
Probably right
sticking
next
on
to Vig.
Vig's head.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh no, if
That
he's
could
on
be
Vig's head,
tricky.
Vig might die.
Oh,
That's a
Vig
lot
is
of
a
weight.
beanpole.
look,
It's not
I
even that it's a
feel
lot of weight,
so-
it's just it's a lot of weight focused in a spot.
Look, I mentally imagine Momo being a small little actual Drapine.
Vig perishes.
Like, the kind that are punch sized.
That's
A
crazy.
fairy sized Gerbine. So small. No, Gerbines are probably what, like 3-ish feet tall? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think he's like in the lower range of 2 feet tall. Or excuse me, 3 feet tall. Or if anything, they're on the higher end of 2 feet tall.
yeah, no, my brain just immediately just heard like a fucking snap if Momo was like, I'm just gonna hop up on his head. Dies.
Dies.
Vig is
Momo's
practically
probably
turning to
sitting with
dust
Eve.
24/7.
But your druid cap leaves you alive.
I didn't even have the druid cap. This just happens to be Vig's existence. The druid cap is just gonna make it even better. Vig kind of has the druid cap. One, because the druid cap means absolutely fucking nothing. Yeah.
Well, uh, technically, you guys will have 2 days to sit on everything. I can allow you all me a personal check-in with each of you for those 2 days, and we can begin how you all want to plan out for next week, heading back down to the depths of hell. Before shit goes very bad.
That's Cetrions. I'm gonna use the 2 days that we currently have to actually get words that he can understand.
Fair enough. Um, well, I guess essentially we are gonna have to technically start here, next session, because you guys are making plans to try to go back into the basement depths before
Yeah, because
Mulder's
any of
arrival.
the any of the information that we're needing, it's gonna have to come from that room. So Vig is prepared to like go literally tomorrow morning.
Right. Okay. So yeah, we can pick up then there. There's been a lot of information floating around this session.
Oh yeah.
How you all
All
put it
the
to use
info.
will be super fun for me to find out later.
Vig is just now just trying to not become a fucking liability.
Understandable.
Which house is good to join everyone in the morning when they're not dying.
Not have a figurative like 5 levels of exhaustion.
It's not 5. It's like 3.
And a half.
and a half.
4 on a bad day.
You better hope they don't have any bad days coming soon.
For future, I'll be to find out.
Tune in
mhm,
next
mhm.
time on.
Yeah, we'll kind of end session here tonight.
Yeah.
This is definitely just like a precursor episode before we get to all the fun stuff. Back to your regularly scheduled combat. Might not even be combat. Who knows? Depends on how you guys handle things.
I feel like
But
we're
it
gonna
will
have to
be
be ready
all
for
fun.
combat on Saturday, though.
Oh,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah, most likely. It might be an
And
escape.
continuing the combat tomorrow.
Yes.
So it's combat followed by, hey, get your ass beat in mall combat afterwards.
Yes.
It depends.
Veek. Veek.
See?
Waffles.
Yeah, hello.
The mall combat is going to beat the living dog shit out of us like it always does.
What? No.
You know that.
No.
Don't you lie to me.
No, man. Oprah's
I
fight
can't-
very easy. 1 round of combat. That's it. Super
can't-
easy. Nobody's even gonna drop into bloody. It's fine. Nobody's gonna get incapped. No.
Our last fight, I got away relatively unscathed until suddenly, in one attack turn, I lost 50 out of 70 HP.
It's always very funny when it's like, oh man, I haven't been touched at all this combat. Why do I feel like why do I hear boss music?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I did
touched
very
it all
much,
this combat. Next combat Veek is like your butthole.
I did very much enjoy jump scaring Digit with the fucking shadow armor during the core seal fight.
Oh, yeah. That was great.
Digit so close to dying. If he would have gotten hit one more time and lost any more of his stats, he would have been over.
The brutal part about that shadow armor really was just the fact that
It was built to counter
It-
range.
well, that too, and just more along the lines of his like it had many ways to prone someone. And its crit range was like 18 to 20.
Good lord.
The thing was an executioner.
The
Still fun,
thing,
though.
the thing
Oh, yeah.
left Digit with trust issues of armor.
Oh, it makes sense.
Pretty sure Digit's got some trust issues now. He sees statues and he's like, those are alive. Even if it's just a regular statue, it's alive.
Grips rifle tightly.
I can't wait for Omu and his battle with the Shade Caller tomorrow.
I'm very much looking forward to playing Whack-A-Ball for another 4 hours.
No, it won't be that long. But it will be funny, though.
I was talking with them. Fucking next time I make a character, they're gonna be the best at finding invisibility. I don't even care how. They're just gonna have like all of it.
The DM never gives you anything that could turn invisible.
Exactly. That's how it always is, man. Nothing ever goes invisible or stealths. This is actually the most loud campaign ever.
That would actually be really amusing. An entire campaign
Would be, that's how
where
it always
everyone's
is.
just fucking loud and big boom.
Telling you, that's one of the reasons why I want to do like the next campaign I do after I get back. Depending on the atmosphere coming back, might try to do like a Warhammer,
Interesting.
like 40K type of
Yeah.
deal. I've got a book for it. It's just getting
The atmosphere of you coming
the
back will be
people.
everyone swarming you.
A lot can happen in 6 months. A lot can
Yeah,
happen
I
in
don't
6
think
months.
anything's gonna be drastic around here.
Nah, not.
All right. Well,
Everything is constant here, except we're gonna kidnap Digit as soon as you leave.
I'm gonna have to go. 'Cause I got work in the morning, but I
Yeah.
will talk to you guys